As a prospect, Joe Alt is the clear number one tackle in the 2024 NFL Draft when balancing the floor and ceiling. He started at tackle since his true freshman season at Notre Dame, amassing 2,200 snaps in 3 seasons, despite only being 21 years old. At 6'9", he's in the 99th percentile for height, and at 321, he's in the 66th percentile for weight. But for someone of his stature, you'd really expect him to be lumbering, but he isn't at all. He's actually a very fluid mover who is surprisingly very light on his feet. His exceptional movement ability likely comes from his background of playing quarterback and tight end in high school, and it's also no surprise that he's so athletic, given his father, John Alt, is a former first-round draft pick, and his brother, Mark Alt, is an NHL player. At the Combine, he achieved the 13th best relative athletic score with a dominant performance where he didn't skip a single test. His 1.73 10-yard split was 80th percentile, his 5.05 second 40-yard dash was 87th percentile, his 112-inch broad jump was 91st percentile, his 7.313 cone was 94th percentile, and his 4.51 second shuttle time was 90th percentile. Oh, yeah, he also put up 27 bench reps, which was 70th percentile. His athleticism shows on the field in every phase of his game. In the pass game, he's quick out of his stance, and his jump set can end rushes before they even start. And he has the lateral agility to mirror and stay square to even quicker defenders, and he has excellent coordination to use his hands while moving laterally. In the run game, he's quick to get out to the second level on rushing plays and shows great ability to locate defenders and square them up in space. This quickness and IQ make him a very good puller and lead blocker. But even when he can't stay square with defenders, it's so hard to beat this guy to the edge because he has such a massive area of influence due to his size and solid arm length. If he falls behind, his size allows him to get right back into the defender's chest, and then he'll use his lateral movement ability to get right back in front of the defender. His grip strength is also exceptional. It's very hard for defenders to club his hands off them, leading to many reps of him just locking up defenders. And lock up defenders he did, as in 2023, he only allowed 1 sack, 2 QB hits, and 2 hurries on 368 pass blocking snaps. He's also just very versatile. He's a pretty balanced run and pass blocker, and he can line up on the left or right side, which is really annoying on tape because he'd move over to the right side for like 1 snap and then just go back, and it would be irritating to find out where he was. But I digress. In terms of weaknesses, the most prominent flaw in his game is that he constantly overextends or lunges into blocks, bends at the waist, gets over his toes, whatever the hell you want to call it, he does it. He does this to compensate for his height and inherent lack of leverage, but overextending in this way tends to get him off balance or get swam over. Playing with his weight over his toes so much sacrifices his anchor, but he almost has to do it to get his hands into the chest of defenders because he's so much taller than some edge rushers. Obviously, his height also leads to a high pad level and inherent lack of leverage, which really hurts his ability to land his hands inside. I didn't love his punch most of the time, as I felt like he didn't often establish first meaningful contact, or that he'd kind of place his hands on defenders or hold them out for too long before defenders got there, allowing defenders to just knock his hands down. The combination of his inherent lack of leverage and a lack of a strong, accurate punch to take out the defender's momentum causes him to struggle a bit with power rushers, as he'll let them into his chest and start walking him backwards. It remains to be seen whether he can consistently drop the anchor against stronger NFL players, whereas in college, he was often able to halt the rusher just as they were about to drive him into the quarterback. I felt similar when he faced stunts because the pass rushers built up so much momentum that it was hard for him to anchor when picking them up, leading to a vulnerability that teams could scheme to take advantage of. Against speed rushers, I do maintain that he has excellent athleticism for his size, but he's not an elite athlete on a larger scale when looking at the NFL as a whole. This means that there will be times that he gets beat to the edge against speed rushers. As a run blocker, I found that his size and thus inherent lack of leverage made it difficult for him to get in good position to really drive defenders out of gaps. It's not necessarily that he was losing as a run blocker, because he definitely wasn't. It's more that he just wasn't creating opportunities by moving defenders and creating gap. In terms of grading, I have Alt's day 1 grade as quality starter and his upside as eventual high-end starter. I think he has a very high floor as a player due to his excellent athleticism and size, and he also has a good base of technique from his 3 years as a starter. As he gets older, he will become stronger and more refined, which I expect to raise him to a high-end starter. So, what do you guys think? Agree? Disagree? Did you have an opinion coming into the video? Did that opinion change, or did it stay the same? Or do you feel more strongly or less strongly about how you felt coming in? I'd love to hear what you guys think about Alt below. Thanks for watching this video on the second channel, I really appreciate it. If you guys want more rapid scouting reports, make sure to like and subscribe to this second channel. I'd also appreciate if you went over to the main channel and liked and subscribed for more in-depth film review. On that channel, I have scouting reports up of most of the top-end prospects with a lot more film, and I go way more in depth as to their strengths and weaknesses. So if you'd like that, please check it out. Anyways, that's gonna be it, guys. Later.